You can see I don't work in no big shop. It's pretty tight in here. But it's enough to build a motor. That's all I need. So this is my replacement for the 5.3 we blew up. Bored 30 over. Ain't trying to go too big in case something does happen. I got a little bit of cylinder wall to work with. Still working with a stock crank. We got Comp Star rods with a 7/16 bolt. Nothing special. The rods were used. We got a decent set of pistons in it. It's only bored 30 over. I try to build what I can rebuild. I don't want to build a stroker motor, get into a stroker motor, make a mistake, something lets go, then I gotta have another $5,000 worth of motor. I just can't. If you're on a budget, then do it the cheaper way. If something goes wrong, you can rebuild it. It don't hurt you so bad. We still go out there, win races. We still have fun. You got to run your own race. Don't worry about everybody else and how fast they are. Do your thing. Do what you can afford. Have fun. That's how we do it. We're gonna start throwing the oil pump on, timing set on, time the cam in, check the cam time and see where we're at, and go from there. All right, let's set the intake on here and see what this thing's gonna look like. Ooh, that's sexy. Yeah, that's sexy. That's nice. She's gonna be slow, but she's gonna be sexy. I don't give a damn. Yeah. Nice. Alright, so what's up, everybody? When me and my son was putting the motor in, I hit the record button. Well, actually, I didn't hit the record button, so it wasn't recording. And by the time I realized it wasn't recording, I kind of said the heck with it, and we just went ahead and got everything in. Fooling with these cameras it's a little aggravating sometimes, so I just said the heck with it. Started getting everything on. So we got the fuel lines hooked up. Kitty cat crawling on my fuel lines. Got the breather tube. Got the fittings. I like these fittings. I like these valve covers. Definitely cleaned it up a little bit. Cleaned it up just so I can hang all these wires all over it and make it look crappy again. But definitely like this Holley intake. I don't even care if it makes more power or less power. Freeing up the front end of this engine was so important for me because we fight with this belt sometimes. I have to get in here and work. If I have to change the time and all this has to come off, and that intercooler piping with the Holley was coming right through there, and it was all in the way. So I think the intake is definitely a good call on that one. We're going to swing it off to the side, have the piping come off. Everything else pretty much the same. We had to get new coils. I think those are LS3 coil packs. The ones I had, I believe, were just stock on the LM7 motor. Anyway, what we're doing now is getting the intercooler piping ready. So got my throttle body. We're going to use a couple of V-band clamps to start with. I've already got this welded to the throttle body. Then put my reducer on. Got that welded to the V-band. So I went and picked up a radiator fan shroud. We're going to get that welded on. I had some issues with some overheating. Let's see. So, got the fan shroud. Probably just tack this onto my radiator. We'll see how this fits. So I'll show y'all something. You can do your doors like this. Get your hinges, put your pin, weld that pin, cut it short. You can still run that bushing that goes in there. Cut the bottom one off. On the bottom, you run the bottom bracket. You do it opposite. You weld your pin on here. The pin's poking up, and it's a little tricky getting the door on and off, but it's really not that bad. And it's really depending on how heavy your door is. It kind of, usually if my son's here, it ain't that bad. You kind of need somebody watching the inside and the outside at the same time, so you're not scratching it up, but it will allow you to pull your doors in and out. You can cut some of your bracket off. But anyway, yeah, there's that. All right, so let's see how much room we got. That's gonna be close. Wow. That's close. That's pretty close. Let me see what I can come up with on this. This probably ain't gonna work. I mean, it'll work if it has to, but see if I can make this better. So I believe if we cut this off right here, all the way down through there, it's going to let it recess down into the radiator. Alright, so off camera I went ahead and got everything to fit, so it fits in the seam pretty good. I'd end up trimming both sides. Got it to fit in there. Probably won't be able to weld this back side right here because it looks like it's going to be up. Front side should sit flush. I can put some welds on that, so we should be good to go. So I was racking my brain trying to figure out how to get the fan on here after it was welded, and I forgot these things exist. You just press them in. Went and picked it up at Harbor Freight. So I guess I had a brain fart for a little while. Got those in. Now we're gonna get the shroud welded to the radiator. So we'll go out there and try to get this TIG welded. These ain't the best welds. This ain't the best TIG welder either. So. But it'll be good enough to hold this shroud. Got the radiator in. Now we got probably about an inch of clearance. So that's gonna work. That'll be enough. Belt should clear. We're gonna start on the intercooler piping. Get the intercooler put in, get all the piping where it should be, and then figure out that part right there. Alright, so what's up again? I don't exactly remember where we left off at, but I'm pretty sure I jumped ahead by getting a lot of this stuff on here. I tried dragging this camera around with me. And that, yeah, it just doesn't work. I should have had the truck running by now and dragging this camera around, trying to stop it, start it, and do all of that. I couldn't do it. So I ended up saying to hell with the camera and figured I'd just kind of grab it when I could, explain what happened and what I'd done. So we got the intercooler pipe done, got it welded up, got the intake air temp put in it. We did this. I TIG welded the AN fitting in here so I can put a Y, put these two adapters on, run the hoses down. What we did have was this like a thermostat housing from Moroso on here. It kind of set like this. These two fittings came out the back side of it, but it's really big and bulky, and honestly running a thermostat's more aggravating than it is anything. All you gotta do is cut the water pump on, cut your stuff on. By the time you do the burnout, truck's ready to go. Temperature's where it needs to be. With this right here, if you don't get the thermostat to open up, it'll try to run hot real quick. Going down the track, it's just a headache. So we got rid of it. So what I'm about to do now is we're gonna put the oil in it, pull the plugs out so I can turn the truck over. That way it ain't got no compression on it. See if we can get some oil pressure up. So that's the break-in oil I'm running. Alright, so I had to skip ahead again. Let's see. Got the coils unplugged, spark plugs out. Fixing to prime the oil pump. We're gonna prime the oil pump down there. I'm gonna get my girl to turn over the motor, and I'm gonna watch for oil pressure back there in the back, because my digital dash ain't gonna show me no oil pressure while I'm turning it over. I don't think it will anyway. I don't know. It might. So I'm gonna watch for oil pressure right there while she turns it over. See if we can get some oil pressure in the motor before we fire it up. And also, we just pulled the fuse out of the fuel pump. That way it ain't trying to pump any fuel up there, because I'm going to try to prime the fuel. I'm going to cut the fuel pump on later without no injector. Let it pump out, try to flush out the system. So I don't want any fuel coming through it right now while we're trying to do this. Alright, so you're going to turn it over and watch me, okay? As soon as I do this, stop. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. We got oil pressure.
Yay.
Alright, well, it's a moment of truth. I think I skipped ahead again. We primed the fuel. I primed the fuel through there, checked it. All that looked good. We put a little coolant and a little water in here. Had an issue with the water pump leaking. These, I think they're ICT brackets. The bolt that's right back here. They cut that so close, if you don't fill it up with some kind of like gasket maker sealant RTV, it's going to come up through here, and it's going to come out your bolt right behind your washer. I forgot about that, so I had to pull this off twice before I remembered it. Got all that taken care of. So yeah, let's fire this thing up, see what happens. I forgot to plug the injectors in.